Welcome everyone. Today is July the 13th and here I am in Alberta, Canada, Spruce Grove to be specific. And with this new technology, I have the ability to connect with Jasongoldsworthy, and he is from Germany, and he is the most fabulous spiritual medium. And we're going to interview him today, and he's got some really interesting wisdom for us all at this specific time. Welcome, Jason. And if you can just say a little bit about yourself, and I sent you some questions, and we can go for there.
Well, hi everyone. My name is Jasongoldsworthy, and like Sandra said, I live in Germany with my wife and my 3 children. I have my own spiritual center here where we teach mediumship and other people to get in touch with their own sensitivity. We have a wonderful center where I teach healing as well. And I'm not only a medium, but a healer. And my healing abilities were activated about 22 years ago. And before I knew it, the spirit world were there. And I had to investigate what mediumship was. And that's how it really began for me. Now I teach in different places. I've been to Canada and BC in Canada, and I've been teaching there. I teach in online to people in different places of the world, America, Canada. Some people I've actually been to Stockholm, Finland, all different countries, Austria. And it all started those 22 years ago when I had a burnout and I needed healing, and I got in contact with this healer, and he was a lovely healer, and he used Reiki, and I believe that activated me to get in contact with my sensitivity. And since those time, now 22 years later, now I'm in Germany, and I have my own center. I travel internationally, and I teach mediumship, and I give many demonstrations and private consultations to people in different places in the world.
Awesome. And it's funny that it was 22 years ago, and 2020 is a master number 22.
Wow. There you go.
Interesting. Yeah.
Synchronicities there.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I remember meeting Sandra by Nicole and Matthew, and that was in Nanaimo area, I believe.
Yeah.
And the first time we met, it was magical. It was magical, and I believe I had a reading from Sandra, and you had a reading from me.
Exactly. It was very profound. It was very exciting. Yes.
Yeah. And we both shared our knowledge, and it was so interesting. And I think that's the main thing, how sensitivity being used through mediumship, getting in contact with loved ones from the spirit world, or sensitivity being used with astrological things that are going on in the world as well. It's using that inner intuition, that inner wisdom that we all have. And that was a fascinating time when we met, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And today is a perfect time, because as I had talked to you previous to our recording here, is Mars has just been activated. You have a lot of that energy. Chiron, the wounded healer, is now going retrograde, so it's a perfect time for inner healing, like you shared with your Reiki. Mercury just went direct, and so and because of what's happening in the world collectively, for people to go within, and how you said is if you can be in touch with your intuition, so it's perfect timing for us to be able to share. And I so appreciate you taking your time and how you can assist other people.
Yeah, and it's lovely to be there, to be able to assist people in those moments of grieving and bring their loved ones through, but also to assist people with the empowerment of themselves. Because I said that if I was going to do mediumship, it wouldn't just be about me It would be about empowering people to be the best version of themselves. And anyone that's been in a class with me, or they've been had a private consultation with me, it's always been about bringing that empowerment to the people themselves, so that they can activate that wisdom within inside of themselves. Because the talent I have, and this is what I love to share with students and people that I come into contact with, is like to activate their own wisdom so that they can find it themselves, you know?
You know, I think that's the difference, because I've been in kind of the spirit world all my life and have met mediums, and it's always where they just want to bring messages from the other side. The thing I love about you is the wholeness in the healing and the empowerment. And basically that's what Game Changer was all about. And Game Changer is about relationships, okay, and the challenges we have in relationships, but knowing that the first relationship is with self. Okay.
Oh yes,
And
absolutely.
getting in touch with self. And I love that you have all of that. You encompass everything like that. So you're empowering the individual. So they're not coming to you expecting you to be the fix. I always say a lot of people will go to spiritual people and it's like a fix. It's like, I'm going to go to this one. I got to see you well, I can't work with those kind of people either. Okay. Because
Yeah.
it's just, I can't give it to them. I can assist them through my astrology and everything and my own. But so I love to see how you do that. So if you can expand it a little bit more and tell people how they can get involved in the mediumship and what that would entail, and then how they can contact you to have a session with you personally and what that would be like.
Well, yeah, mediumship is something, it takes years of practice. I mean, 22 years ago, I got in contact with healing. And before I actually started giving healing on people, I decided I needed to learn this to the best of my ability. So becoming a Reiki master in 2003 was like, for me, it wasn't enough. I needed to learn about quantum energy, and I needed to learn about quantum physics. I needed to learn how energy worked, and I needed to learn all these things. And before I knew it, I had Spirit World connecting to me after losing my brother in October of 2003. Before I knew it, he was standing behind me, and it was like he was real life, but energetically.
Right.
And suddenly I knew all those years ago that life continued, and there was no death. And so my gift was revealed to let people know that life continued. And my brother was one of the biggest movements with my life, because he, in so many ways, he let me feel that he was there. He made so many different signs and signals and encouragement to push me down this journey of mediumship. So as I learned the natural way from mediumship, I investigated it for years before I actually started to train myself at the Arthur Findlay College, and did it for many, many years. And then I took my certificate from the SNU to the CSNU certificate in speaking and demonstrating, so that I could do this to the highest possible ability that I could do. And now I'm working towards my teacher training, which is the CSNUT, so that I can bring that to an even higher standard. So when people get in contact with me, it's something that I've not only been training, but I've been contemplating my all these years to do the best job possible for the spirit world. So when people get in contact with me, they can get in contact with me on my website, which is www.jasongoldsworthy.com, or you can see me on YouTube if you just Google my name, Jason Goldsworthy. There's plenty of stuff I like to put out there that's free for people. But if they wanted to contact me either via the email, via my website, for private consultations that I do, there's some of them are either spiritual assessments where I will see their soul's purpose and talk to them about their soul's purpose and where they're going within their life.
I love that. I didn't know that. See, that's perfect.
Yeah. And then also they can have those mediumship contacts with their loved ones. But I always find with a mediumship contact, they always touch on a message that touches on the sole purpose of the person that's come anyway. And it may be words of comfort, it may be words that activate healing within that person, but it's a wonderful thing that they can have. But in these trying times, I have quite a few people that come for mentoring, and that mentorship, that private mentorship, is either mentoring them in their life and their challenges right now, so like a sort
Right.
of coaching.
Right.
And in that way, I teach in either a private way online, but I also teach groups online as well via this program called Zoom. So there's the possibilities are endless, Sandra.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And I can remember when I met you, it just came to me. I can see us where we sat at Nicole and them. And it was later, even, it was like I seen you with a flip chart and I seen you teaching.
That's right.
It was just
Yeah.
such a profound time. And I had my little aura meter, and I can remember there was just kind of all kinds of energies. It's just like your purpose is, but I like that you've persevered, you've learned the practicality of it, not just the intellectual part of it. You feel it, you own it, it's within you. And that's why the aura was so strong, because it's there. There's such an authenticity and a realism, and the whole idea about the empowering others is like, I see, that's something I didn't know. I just thought it was more the mediumship where you come through. I love it when you can get in touch with their spirit.
It's the same as what your book is about. It's about codependency, right? So it's like, and what I try to do with anyone that comes to me is give them tools or tricks that they can use to help themselves, so that they can empower themselves, that they can come to me maybe maximal once or twice a year, unless they're coming for a mentorship session, which would be 4 times, and then we evaluate what's going on. But it's like, it's giving people the tips, tricks and tools where they can just find that strength within themselves to make change.
It's perfect. And you know what I put on my website, because I worked about 7 or 8 months and just redid my website, put 2 of them together, because I was also a spa consultant and an author there. And what I equate it to is maintaining a vehicle. Like, I believe our body, we are the vehicles for our soul. Okay. And so I would say you need to have oil changes. You need to see your spark plugs. You need to make sure your tires are good. So it's like, how do we take self-care? How do we look after ourselves? Because right now it's about spiritual mastery. It's all about self-mastery, but a lot of spiritual mastery, mind, emotions, and the physicality, mind, body, and spirit. And how we do that is we take the time to have sessions with you, or people will take the time to have sessions with me as to what is going on and how can I tweak it. So it's like just a maintenance service, I feel. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is like, in these challenging times and stressful times, if people, like I always say, get in contact with your soul's energy. And when you get in contact with your soul's energy, you're feeling the quietness within. Like, you could have a storm going on around you, but when you feel like, you can see I've got my hand, if I put this a little bit lower, I've got it just on my stomach area, because that's the center of my being. And when you get in contact with that soul's energy, you'll always find your emotions might be in dismay. Your mind might have many thoughts about problems, what's going on in the world. But when you move on in to that energy within inside of yourself, you can feel the peace and the wisdom within inside of you. And
I love that.
Many people come to me and they're like, oh, I don't know how to handle this. It's sensitivity. And I say, just imagine your aura is here and all the energy is outside of yourself. But inside, that's your self-preservation. That's your sacred space. That's your energy that you're emanating. And I always say, try and reverse it. Don't let these trying times come in and affect you. you turn it around, feel inside of yourself, and let your light and wisdom then affect the world by bringing it out into your aura and just taking good stead of your sacred space to start with,
Oh
and
my
that will
God.
make a difference.
I got goosebumps all over my entire body. I'm just almost shaking because that's what this whole wake up call is for. It's been going on since 2008, and we hit the big time where we had to be locked down. We had to be
Yes.
locked down. We had to be stopped. And with all these retrogrades, now is the perfect time that we are actually, that I'm interviewing you and sharing this, because it's perfect. And when you said that, I'll never forget, I watched Wayne Dyer years ago when he came to Edmonton. He was
Oh, wow.
mentors, and it was really funny because I can still see him walking on stage and what he said. And he said, yeah, he said, I thought I had everything under control. He's in Maui and he's staying in a hotel. I think he lived there, but he goes, I'm in the hotel. He must have been doing workshop or something. And so he's come outside and I'm sitting out there and I'm meditating on the lawn. And he goes, no, I'm irritated. And he goes, I'm irritated because someone is mowing the grass around me. And who do they think they are? They're mowing the grass. And he goes, then I got my insight. It doesn't matter what anyone is doing around me.
Exactly.
Whatever. He said, so my greatest lesson was the man with the lawnmower that turned me within. And as you were saying that, and that's absolutely perfect. That is the perfect message for everyone at this specific time, Jason. I want to thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Because you just saying that about that lawnmower, it's just like these times. Imagine you got the media, you got Facebook, you got all this noise outside of yourself. And it's to help you have that self-realization that that noise isn't inside of you. Inside of you is the calmness. When you wake up in the morning and you don't turn on your social media straight away and you just make contact with your own self and your quietness and your energy, you will feel love, you will feel wisdom, you will feel an energy emanating from you. And when you start your day in that way, you become the influencer of the world instead of the world becoming the influencer of you. Just like your story with Wayne Dyer, he was being influenced by the noise around him. Right. But then when he used that as the insight, really, he found out, that's not affecting me. It's actually here to teach me that it's all inside.
Right. And you know, the fascinating thing is you just used the word influencer. And of course, with marketing, I'm always into business and looking at it. And everybody, you got to connect with the influencers. And it's got to be organic, and it's this and it's going. And I went, that was beautiful. And the next thing I want to say, yes, the noise from the Facebook, the politics, whatever is going right now. And this is a message I want to share. And I will say to people, it's so important for you right now. Right now, because people were isolated together, the true color showed, and a lot of relationships are going through challenges. There has been more domestic violence, more challenges with alcohol and that type of thing with the lockdown. Okay. But people are now saying, I don't know if this relationship is for me. Okay. Then there has been families that have been broken apart, that one is on this side of the political thing and one is on this side, and they're not seeing it. And so right now, all of that noise is out there, but they're actually also feeling it with their partners, with their families, with everything. So if there's any way to be able to, anybody that's listening, if you are feeling that way, please contact, find somebody. And I highly recommend you, Jason, to work with, and you can work with me. For me, I have what I call collaborative people. that I worked with. And when I was in the spa industry too, because my publisher was in New York, and I was a public speaker, and I worked setting up. I even went to Muscat, Oman on a contract, and I only worked with collaborative people that I felt had integrity and would really do the best for what I called my client. I really took it. And I can remember being at a big spa conference and this woman coming and giving me her card. And she goes, and I went, no, you stay away from me. I know somebody you worked with. I had to go in, and I got a man from the US that had an MBA to help clean up the mess you made, so you stay away from me. And so, yes, I can be very outspoken, Jason, but in the heart of hearts, I have to work with somebody that is really soul infused, that has integrity, and is there for the benefit of all involved. Okay. And so people say to me, but you can't be judgmental. My term is discernment. And guess what? I've had to learn a lot about discernment because I myself involved in situations where I did trust. But then as soon as I feel, then I have to go out. And it was like, thank you for that experience. However, I need to stay really, I need to stay in the light and connected, aligned with the divine, with the source. And because I work with many different cultures, I always say that. I don't care what they say. I just know for me, it's about alignment. And I feel that you are just totally there. And I'm so excited to hear the other part now. I see I didn't know about the Reiki. I didn't know about the personal heal. I didn't know about that stuff. And so sometimes we feel that people just know, but now the knowing is there. And so if there's anything else you would like to share, Jason, because I know you're busy, you have
just to let people know, it's about the journey. Like I explained my journey, it wasn't perfect. I had to go through my journey, and it was in these moments of incredible moments where I had to go through really challenging times in my life that the biggest spiritual growth happened. And one thing to know about this time, we're all going through the most challenging time that it doesn't matter what religion you are, what creed you are, where you come from, what color your skin is. It doesn't matter. We're all going through it, which means we are all that essence of the divine. And because we are all that essence of the divine being, it means we're all going through this. So we're at this time where we can open up our compassion to really, being there for others. And this time we can really understand that, oh, you're going through a hard time. I understand. And it's about that being in the understanding for each other. And just remember that if you can just shine a bit more of your light into the world, take more time in the morning just to get that ready and to make an influence in the world, the best that you, because your truth is needed just like anyone else's.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Jason. And I just want to close off. Remember, here's Game Changer, and you can actually go and look, because I have done a synoptic on each chapter, and it's very interactive. The first one is self-discovery. I thank you, and what I'm going to make sure is that all of your hashtags are done very well, so that people know how to get a hold of you. And I would appreciate it if everybody finds the messages helpful, to subscribe to the channel. And it's really nice if you like it, share it, and leave a comment. Okay. And
thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I got to see where I'm going here.
Thank you very much, Sandra. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jason, and much love to you and everybody. And we're going to close off.
Yeah, wonderful.